met a gypsy.
Yeah, I was interested. With where the Stark was going to be at.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one. I thought that maybe they would have got. I thought I've watched Raha in practice, and I thought maybe he's going to save a little bit more for the comp because but he obviously went high as high, but
Yeah.
it was I thought there might have been a little bit more of an advantage with that having all the torque and the power, but yeah.
I think it's funny. Like, I'm a big Stark guy.
Yeah.
I just think it's too heavy for that particular discipline. You talk to Creedy and Jed, and like they made the bike a lot lighter, and you know, like they really went to town on that because at the end of the day, like gravity's doing its thing.
Yeah.
And the heavier the bike is,
the more energy you need to get up.
Yeah. So it's like it's faster and it's this and it's that, but also like just that it might just for just that discipline, it might just be too heavy.
Yeah, and there's like 40% of the weight, correct me on this, but something like 40% of the weight of the motorcycle's in the battery.
In the battery, yeah.
But you can have the same voltage but less amp hour battery and have it run. So I don't know why Stark don't make a factory kit for quarter guys and freestyle guys.
They probably will, I reckon.
Because you'll get that thing down to 80 kilos and it'll run the exact same, like kilo per horsepower.
Yeah.
And that thing will then be unbeatable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what when I left yesterday thinking about that, I was like, they need to make, if they're serious about quarter and wanting to progress in that way, like they just need to make a custom battery that lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's got, similar output. And,
it can be the way the batteries work. It's the same output. It's just the time that it runs for. So you're only sacrificing the charge length.
Yeah.
And you literally only need a couple of minutes to get a contest done.
Yeah, for sure. But the whip was crazy, dude.
Whip was insane. But again, if that thing was 20%, 30% lighter, that'd be huge in there as well.
I wonder what the diminishing returns for weight would be. Like, when would it get too light?
I don't think it would. It's
really?
Not, I've tested a lot with weight over the years, and I put a lot of time, effort, and money into building like an X Games bike a few years ago. I put a lot of effort into put a tie kit through the bike, got the transmission pulled out, took all the gears out, just left the one gear in there that I wanted to get, which was 1.5 kilos in a YZ250 engine, which is big weight. Not only the weight, you got a lot of free spin in the engine.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of, the thing will power up quick. You can, no clutch, second gear, you can do it'll pull like first gear.
Yeah.
But you've got the same run length a second. But then I also threw weight out of everything, but then I found myself putting weight back into things like wheels. Because they say that unsprung mass feels 5 times heavier and rotating mass feels 7 times heavier. So for me, I ended up putting weight back into my wheels because you really notice that when if I'm doing front, I've got a heavy duty front tube, heavy duty rear tube. You want to have that inertia spinning in there, and you want it so when you lock that brake up, things going to spin. Doing a double flip, heavier your rear tire, when you gas it in the air, it's the more you're going to change the way you're moving. So that's where the Stark's really interesting because you've got no transmission is the biggest advantage for whip. That's why you can whip the thing so big because normally you're in second gear and you've got the length of second gear. So you're going from like a 40 mile an hour rear tire speed to 60s, you run length in there.
Yep.
But with a Stark, you're going from 40 to 100. So the thing's got you can see when you rev one of those things in the air, it goes like that.
Yeah.
Because of that rotating gyro on the back. And then that match with a heavy rear wheel, you probably whip it even bigger. But the bike's lighter. You can make that gyro work. When I was back on snowmobiles, I really learnt that because there's no transmission on a sled. And there's been guys that to do a flip on a sled, you can pretty much hit the ramp and then gas the thing in the air.
Really?
Look at a good, perfect example. Is a Traxxas RC car. You know when they jump there?
Yes. Yeah.
And they can go backflip, front flip, backflip. That's
Yeah.
what you will do in the future of freestyle when you get things light enough, get the wheels matched up, get all the weights set right. You can make the weight and the gyro work better than anything else in the world.
Huh. So you think that as they make the Stark way lighter, in terms of the battery and the mass.
Yeah, then the gyro.
And then add weight on either ends as you need it.
Yeah.
That's when you'll really be able to play.
That's where you'll get benefit out of freestyle and whip, things like that, where you want to throw the bike around if you're getting heavier where you need it, and lighter where you don't.
So, are you tempted at all to switch to it after seeing it on the weekend?
Not really. I've been on YZ250 forever, and
that's my man.
I need to smell two-stroke.
Yeah,
I like doing it. Like, hearing two-stroke go off the ramp, you look sideways and all you see is just a heap of boobs, and you're never going to see that with an electric bike.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was it an eye-opener for you, or like you kind of expected to see it? Because it was like literally the whole talk, the whole weekend was electric. It was over the top.
Yeah, it was sick. I think it was because he did such a big whip. That's what, like, everyone knew that he was going to do a massive one, but seeing it in person, it was like, was insane.
I think he went even harder. Like, it's like he was holding back some of the videos.
Yeah, I saw the one from Maddo's that was big, but the that one that he did at X, the last one, was just insane. And everyone's saying, oh, he's got the advantage because he's on an electric bike, and I can't wait till everyone else gets on an electric bike because I think he still fucking hosed everyone. See him off the ramp, he's got his ass on the side of the thing, like he cranked it.
Oh, dude.
It's nothing against his skill set for not getting it. I think he's extremely talented. He did extremely well. Advantage of the electric bike? Yes, there is. And if you don't like it, get on one as well.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of what it...
Or there needs to be discipline either way. I don't want to get too far into that.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just think... Yeah, I don't know. I can see fors and against, Like, well, think about from the industry perspective. I mean... There was guys from Stark there. They pay Raha. They pay Pat Evans. Pat Evans had a job. Yeah. Like, he almost quit.
Yeah.
And like he said on the podcast, he was going to sign with Stark whether it was better or not because he needed a job.
Yeah.
So, like, at the very least, that's the first investment in freestyle motocross.
Yeah.
It seems like in a long time,
Yeah. What baffles me the most is how the Japanese have not been on the front
proactive,
foot with this. Like, it's obvious that it's the way that it's going to be in Supercross, motocross in the future. They'll probably have their own class, and a small engine. If you're looking for power, torque, everything, simplicity. Electric is where it's at. Look at the remote control.
And that's in every industry.
Industry. It's just smarter. It's just the way to do it. It's smarter. And it's crazy they haven't done it yet. And I've heard people say, do you think they haven't done it because they make so much money out of spare parts by keeping a gas-powered one going? But that's not the case either because there's so many manufacturers that aren't. Like the punter, when they buy a piston, they normally get a whatever brand it is, not OEM. So... I don't think that's the reason. It honestly does baffle me a bit because they've got more resources than what Stark would have had. It more backing, more money.
Yeah, and they're just giving them a huge head start.
Huge,
like first to market. Like we all call an action camera a GoPro.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just gonna call they're
going to be the
Stark.
Bobcat of the skid steer earth moving world.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting how that plays out. I'm kind of interested to see if one of the big guys comes in and just buys them out, gets their tech, and that's what happened with Alta originally. Harley Davidson bought them out.
Well, so they I don't know how public this is. I'll have to check if this is public or not. But they got a huge investment from an Indian manufacturer.
Yeah.
So they're the largest manufacturer of two-wheel products in the world.
Yeah.
They're a huge company from India. So I think that was like their first huge investment. So yeah, I mean, they already are having these people invest in them, because like they have built a fucking crazy good bike.
Yeah, it is crazy good, crazy good.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.